Honest J. Nowak. Oh yeah. A pleasure to meet y'all at last. Okay, I messed up there though. Anyways, welcome back to HGN. I feel like that by now, there's certainly a lot of other stuff that I probably want to go ahead and talk about, but I once again deserve a little reward for myself. I'm going to be talking about Hot Wheels. It's about time that I got to another big thing that I've been collecting for. There's a couple other things that I've also been doing as well, so I'll just leave those for later episodes. But going back to Hot Wheels now, it's been another pretty big thing that I've been collecting all my life. Except compared to Nerf, Hot Wheels have been around since I was about 1 year old. Because it was around that time where I got my first ever Hot Wheels model called Turbulence. And as a matter of fact, I still have that same old Turbulence for 20 years. Not kidding around here. I've had that same old version of Turbulence from its first release back in 1999, and I've had that since I was 1 year old. Now being around 21, the fact that it's been 20 years now since that first happened, I'd like to simply talk about the fact that since then, it's been a huge build-up. Starting as far back as around 2003 or 2004 even, was where I started to get more Hot Wheels. A few other models that I would eventually get would include Synchro, Medieval, Fantastic, Hammered Coupe, Wild Thing, as well as a school bus of some sort. It was just a gray, regular called school bus. They just called it the school bus for some reason. But you know what? As time went on, I eventually stopped, doing Hot Wheels for at least a few years. But of course, by March of 2018 was where I managed to work up the courage to start collecting Hot Wheels again. And since then, more than 2 years have passed, and I'm still collecting a lot of Hot Wheels models. Except I haven't really picked up any more for the last month or so. And the main reason for that is, I'm just simply focusing on some other necessities in my life. Like food and the like. But you know what? Pretty soon I will, in fact, get back to some more Hot Wheels collecting, because I do have yet to finish up a few collections of mine that revolve around certain media. I happen to have one of every single model from the Hot Wheels Highway 35 World Race film, as well as all 36 models from the Acceleracers, because there's 4 teams of them, 9 cars in total, as well as all the cars from the Beat That video game, and all the cars from the Velocity X video game, across all ports, including PlayStation 2 and Game Boy SP. But of course, there are a few others that I'm going to be working with as well, including World's Greatest Driver and Turbo Racing, which is going to be another challenge for me, because Turbo Racing came out before Velocity X in 1999. So that's one thing out there you could probably relate to. Now, I've played all of those games, and I could tell you for a fact that even to this day, I still am going to be a really big fan of Hot Wheels. Considering how I am, in fact, wearing orange and dark blue, which is reminiscent of most Nerf Elite Blasters, I could certainly wear orange, yellow, and red to resemble Hot Wheels themselves. As a matter of fact, I've got more than 1,000 models in my collection right now, which is massive. But of course, why not just keep the collection going? Because I do happen to have some of the rarest models around, including a few of the 1999 Crashers models, including Bisector and Thrash. Those are pretty rare, right? Not to mention, I've also picked up a Bugatti Veyron, which is a pretty expensive car. Managed to get mine for a pretty cheap price, but you know what? That thing still works pretty good. I've also picked up other rare models, including the Vector Avtec WX3 and a couple other models out there. Jet Threat 1.0, and pretty soon I'll have myself an original Beach Bomb and some other models out there. But hey, as time will pass, I will be able to pick up some of these other models out there that are pretty rare and hard to find. But until then, there's a lot of other stuff I like to talk about here on HGN. But if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.